Welcome on GITV. We're so pleased to receive, as every year, the CEO of Hydrogen Europe, Jorgo Chatzimarkakis. Hi, Jorgo. Well, we're in Brussels and we're facing very challenging times because we have a new commission, we have a new elect president in the US. So, what can we expect of all this?
Yeah, first of all, welcome here in Brussels. It's the third edition of the European Hydrogen Week. We can see that the interest is, like last year, very, very strong into hydrogen. And the same accounts for the European Commission. So the new European Commission, starting office most probably 1st of December, will deliver in the first 100 days something they call the Clean Industry Act. Clean Industry Act means that we now need to compete with big animals like China on one hand, being already very, very strong in clean energies like photovoltaic, like wind more and more, like battery cars, there's no doubt, and ever more also like electrolyzers. On the other side we have the US, another big animal that possibly will not drop the Inflation Reduction Act, but will turn it into an act that supports states like Texas, where you have lots of fracking, lots of oil drilling, but also lots of renewables. So this is sort of the big animals we are competing with, and Mrs. von der Leyen had asked Mario Draghi, the former central bank president and Prime Minister of Italy, to come up with a competitiveness idea, and he said, this is it, it's clean energies. If you don't cope with these two big powers, you are geopolitically out, because this is the new oil and gas, and clean tech is important. This is why we expect the new commission to deliver on this. Hydrogen and especially electrolyzers are part of this idea of net zero industry, and that is why we are super confident that Mrs. von der Leyen will remove unnecessary bureaucratic hurdles, unnecessary complexity in the regulation which exists, and to do this within the first 100 days, we are looking forward to it.
I think I heard a complaint, please don't kill the hydrogen economy. So is there a special message?
Yeah, there is a special message, because the hydrogen economy is a nascent economy. So basically, we are talking here about an industry, a technology that is in the fourth year number 4 after the hydrogen strategy in Europe. It took coal some 54 years, so 54 years to have 10% of global market penetration. It took gas 44 years, oil 41 years. So you see, we are here in an environment where we can learn from other molecules, other technologies, how long it takes. Renewables are only 20 years globally on, and they did not reach the 10% globally. So let's just be realistic. The special message is, don't kill this nascent technology to death. If you want to play with the big giants in clean tech, then hydrogen is part of it. If you leave it out, you just need to buy all these technologies from others, and if you can afford it, do it. But then you will become an industrial museum. That's what it is. Because Europe has not so many things that it can produce in clean tech on an industrial base, which is why it's so important to be clear. Can I say one thing on Mario Draghi? Because when he presented his deal, his Draghi report, he also mentioned where Europe is competitive regarding patents. And he showed bubbles. And there was a very small bubble, solar, not a lot of patents. There were two big bubbles. One was wind energy and one was hydrogen, the two biggest bubbles.
That's good news.
That's super good news. And he said, on solar, don't even think about catching up. The train has left. Leave it.
It's far behind.
Europe cannot catch up. But in electrolyzer and wind, you need to be strong, especially offshore wind. You need to be world market leaders, or at least catch up with that. And this is the message. Don't kill it to death. And our big fair here, our exhibition shows that there are a lot of European players, but you need to give them the space and not kill them with regulations to death. By the way, that's also what India tells us. India is the
I've
partner
seen it.
country.
They have a big booth.
They have a big booth. It's the official partner country of Hydrogen Europe during that Hydrogen Week. They have one issue. They say, in your definition of green hydrogen, which is super complex, there is one issue we cannot cope with, so you exclude us who can deliver to you cheap green hydrogen or cheap green ammonia. You exclude us from your markets, and this is bidding zones. We have a requirement which says hydrogen that is produced from green electricity needs to come from the same bidding zone. The Indians say, we have one bidding zone, which is the whole of India. We have a strong power grid. Now, should we be blamed for having renewables and a strong power grid by that regulation? Kill it, kill this part of the regulation. And this is exactly the message. We need to revise all these unnecessary hurdles immediately and not wait until 28.
Maybe to conclude, every year, so you organize this European week. Does it make sense to continue on a yearly basis or maybe change this?
We will change a little bit of the concept because we understand there is a big demand on networking. So people want to network, but they can also network without the exhibition, because an exhibition bringing trucks here, bringing big booths here costs a lot of money and is a big organizational task. What we will do is in even years we will have the exhibition, and in uneven years like next year we will have big conferences. So we continue to have a political conference, high level, a B2B conference where the networking mainly takes place, and to continue this research and innovation hub, because a lot of these innovative minds also want to meet. So it's 3 different spheres, but bringing them together in such a context will happen every second year. And this gives us a little bit more of flexibility. I'm very honest to you, this year we are phasing out of the old commission. So the old commissioners say, we don't come anymore, we are out. The new commissioners are not yet in.
So they're waiting?
They are waiting, they cannot come. Some of them are superstitious. They say, I cannot come somewhere and speak about something until I am officially given the job. There are 2 commissioners who were in the old commission and will be in the new. And these 2 guys are negotiating at COP. So it's a very difficult situation.
Mrs. Very difficult agenda. Huh?
Their agenda is difficult, so that the time to organize this, and we were, because of the exhibition, we were forced to take this week, is very difficult. Also, we have G20 summit, so Mrs. von der Leyen is negotiating with the other big animals in Rio. So, but we learn from that, and we see the networking events will take place on a more flexible basis. The exhibition will stay, but every second year.
That was Jorgo Chatzimarkakis looking you into the eye.
Into the eye.
Thank you. See you soon on GITV.